All right, we are going to be breaking down Aaron Jones' game versus the Seahawks. I had a lot of people reach out to me and ask if I can do some film on him, so I wanted to go ahead and get that done. He had a great game, finished with 11 touches for 40 yards, 1 touchdown, and he also got 6 targets, 5 receptions, and 63 yards. Now, right off the bat, this first play is just going to be an easy offensive zone right, so you can see all the linemen are blocking to their right. Our view is the defensive left, and it's played perfectly. If you watch, basically the entire offensive line is just hat on a hat and block to the offensive right side. Now, this defensive tackle is in the exact gap that he's supposed to be in. Now, an over pursuit and a turning of the shoulders here by the backside backer is going to create a lane. Now, usually on these zone right or zone left plays, the big plays come off the cutback to the backside A or B gap, and that's what we see here. He over pursues, and you can notice here, Frank Clark, he's going to turn his shoulders. It is his job to keep his shoulders parallel to the line of scrimmage because this is his job. He has cut back, but he doesn't do that because of the cutback and hits the gap. And here you can see just how he splits it, and Aaron Jones is going to do the rest. Just powers through, gets an awesome 7-yard gain with his first carry of the game. Now, this next play is the touchdown play. It's just an outside toss, and this play kind of highlights what Aaron Jones does very, very well, and that's be patient. He's not pressing anything. He's not running full speed. He's allowing his blockers to set up exactly what they want. And this shows what he does great because he knows this corner has outside leverage, meaning he has to fit outside and be the force player outside. So all he does is press outside, and as soon as his blocker gets that inside shoulder, it's just hit the jets and get a touchdown. Right there, just absolutely perfect. So he gets the touchdown on this play. Now, here's what I want to focus here because this is one of the things that sets Aaron Jones apart from everybody else, and that's what he can do in the passing game. We saw this a lot at UTEP in college. He is incredible in the passing game. We'll talk a little bit later about his pass blocking, but you can see how this is just a simple screen, presents himself to Aaron Rodgers, and opens everything up. Again, one of the things that's great about him is his concentration on the catch. This is an easy catch, but his body language, shoulders are completely squared up to the quarterback, and his eyes are focused on the ball. Now, as soon as he catches it, he whips his head around, and now this is huge, okay? You can see here, he's going to press this gap. But what he's going to try to create is what we call a two-way go with the safety that's coming up. Because if I'm teaching defensive pursuit, I am teaching him to attack the outside shoulder or hip and him to attack the outside shoulder or hip. Usually you want him to focus on the hips, not the shoulders. But what we're going to do is just basically corner in on him. Now, Aaron Jones is going to, you'll see him flex outside to get him out of his position so that he can get more yards. This play should have been brought down on about the 36-yard line with the pursuit angles that they were there. But as soon as he creates this space, you can see here, plant on the outside foot, get skinny, give the defender a small target. Plus, he's lost his power by trying to maintain outside. And because of that, he's going to get an additional 5 yards. He should have been down at the 36, gets a little bit extra. Here is another one where we're going to see him in the passing game. This is kind of the big play where Aaron Rodgers does his little flip, whatever. Again, look how he turns his entire body, eyes through the ball, both hands very fundamentally sound, and he is able to keep, just because he's such a great athlete, keep his momentum going. Now, as soon as this is just textbook. From an offensive standpoint, we got a hat on a hat here. Look at this great block downfield. That's incredible. You can see the gap that is set up, and one of the things that Aaron Jones does better than anybody, we've already seen that already, is this cutback ability. He could hit this gap right here just fine, but if you look back here, there is nobody here except the referee 40 yards downfield. He hits this gap incredibly well, and the rest is just Aaron Jones being Aaron Jones. Again, this constant shimmy to mess up blocking angles and just gets a huge game in the passing game. All right, here we go. This is the big touchdown play. you can kind of see, let's move back just a little bit, just with the preset where we're at. He's going to be manned up with one of these two guys with a single high free safety, which Seattle is kind of known for. And watch this route combination that's going to happen with our outside wide receiver here. He's going to run a skinny post and flash here. Now, what's going to happen is with Aaron Rodgers, he is running basically a tight will. You could have called it a seam route if they were on the left hash, whatever. But he is going to press into the outside shoulder of his man defender and then try to get space. So you close in, get rid of all separation, all space, and then break out and get space off of that route. And you can see there, he's got his man beat by a good 2 yards, and he's stumbling. Look at the separation there. Now, let's go back and just focus a little bit on this route combination. As he presses, you're going to see him attack his man defender and cut right off of this skinny post. In an ideal world, they would have bumped into each other, and one of them would have became more open, but Aaron Rodgers is Aaron Rodgers and just lays it in perfectly. But again, great route by a running back, pressing into the shoulder, gaining separation, and then looking back for the ball, and just makes a great catch, contested. It was pretty good. You know, the coverage here by this backer isn't too bad. It's pretty good out-of-phase coverage. Basically, you teach if you can touch the hip, you are in phase, turn around and make a play for the ball. If you cannot touch the hip, then you close as much as you can and try to contest the catch. He does that there, but this is good for a touchdown. And here we go. This is an outside toss play again, and just highlighting what he does well. The Green Bay Packers are amazing at getting blockers out in space, and you can kind of see Davante Adams is just unreal. And so once you get here, you can see this patience as the ball comes out, and he allows his blockers and the running game assignment of the defenders to determine where he's going to go. Nothing's been presented yet. Now, as soon as this happens, you can see he's going to have this outside leverage right there, and he's going to bounce it. Look at this great block here, and watch this stiff arm as this comes up. Now, he's not going to get a lot of yards here, additional yards, but watch this leverage and power. As you can see, he's planting on the inside leg, which is very, very rare. Not very many running backs can do that, and plays through that, gets an additional 4 yards there. This is probably one of the most important plays for Aaron Jones. Again, he got 44 out of 49 snaps, offensive snaps for the Packers. This is his backfield now. Jamal Williams only got 4 snaps and 1 carry. This is the big deficit that he has had all year, and that is pass protection. Now, he is one-on-one with the linebacker here. Now, it's a quick release, but he only had 5 pass blocking snaps, and this was the most clear one. Watch him take him on. Lets him get the pass out, but a couple things I want to draw your attention to. Right off the bat, he eats grass, and what we mean by that is you don't want your running back, look where his feet are here, you don't want him making contact here. You want him to get up and create the blocking lane up front close to the offensive line as possible. And so whenever he engages, you can see his foot here, he's gained 2 yards. Now, a couple things. He attacks him in the middle. That's great. He gets low. And if we back it up a little bit, you can see how he engages behind his pads. You don't want him underneath his pads. This is an example here of underneath his pads. It's different for offensive linemen. Their strength is so much more. He engages behind his pads. He's got great leverage. His hands you don't usually want outside there. But the biggest problem is he widens his base well. That's a good thing. But he stops his feet. And once he stops his feet, you can see he loses leverage, and then just does what's called a post step, where you basically anchor your foot behind you and turn it to the side, just like, oh, I'm just going to hold on for as long as I can. Luckily, this was a quick pass. Again, this hand on the outside bothers me. But as his pass protection increases, this will continue to be Aaron Jones' backfield. Hopefully you enjoyed it. Head over to Twitter, JL_Chapman. Give me a follow, and we will have more of these in the future.